One way or another, the path we're on leads to Thanos.
Together, we can stop him. Let's go.
Thanos is coming.
This might be dangerous, so let's put on our mean faces.
We're gonna need some help. All right, kid. You're an Avenger now. Ready?
Hey everybody, it's Charlie. We got a whole bunch of new Avengers to break down and Avengers 4.
Can you tell us if you're in Infinity War?
We're in the middle of it. I think that the Guardians just shot their part when it comes to Infinity Wars, like the first part, and we all have to go back for Gauntlet later this year.
People have been speculating is the reason why they haven't told us what the title is because it's going to be a spoiler and scare the shit out of people, and the Russos say it should. So I don't know if it spawned out of an old rumor or if it spawned out of some new April Fool's joke because we just had April Fool's and there was a lot of fake news that went out just in the name of comedy. But there's a new potential Avengers 4 title based on a classic Bendis story that I'll try to explain, and why I think that it might actually be legit even though there's still a number of options. But if you're finding me for the first time, be sure to subscribe to get all the Marvel videos. There's also a new round of that Infinity Gauntlet giveaway too. I'll announce a new winner at the end of this. Obviously, it's the National Championship, so they're dropping new footage that I attached to the beginning of this. We got some new gratuitous shots of Iron Man. We even got a better look at Spider-Man's Iron Spider armor. You can actually see like the nodules in the back here that it looks like the Iron Spider legs come out of. Before they actually started dropping all the Infinity War promos, early speculation was that it would be like comic book Iron Spider, and everything that the suit did would be contained within the suit. But now that we've gotten an actual look at it, and we know about Iron Man's bleeding edge armor and sort of the left turns they're taking with a couple of the comic book ideas, it seems like they're going to be separate attachments or they're attached to a separate part. Like it'll be more practical than Iron Man's bleeding edge armor. But because Shuri is so big in the next two films and she teased that she and Tom Holland are friends and on the set they were talking a lot about her helping him out with his suit, we might see them integrate some of those functions into future versions of the costume.
Tom's my friend, and I was contemplating helping him in the future with his suit and stuff, and we were just going back and forth.
But I think the idea is they want to give Iron Man all the super cool stuff first, and then it sort of trickles down to War Machine, Spider-Man, anybody else that benefits from his technology. And now Shuri and Black Panther too, because they're a big part of the universe. So anytime there's like a brand new, super cool thing, it's usually Black Panther or Iron Man you should expect to show that off first. But the big Avengers 4 title rumor is Avengers Disassembled, so I'll remind everyone that that's still in the rumor stage. I don't know where this picture came from. It surfaced somewhere. It could be part of a rumor. It could be part of an April Fool's joke. But based on the trolling that the Russo brothers did, it actually does sound legit, although I would think that in the name of making billions and billions of dollars on merchandising and getting people to go see this, that they'd want to pick a more hopeful sounding title. But if you don't consider yourself a big movie geek, there's a lot of marketing and research that goes into the titling and a lot of the branding of these big billion-dollar movies. Like if they're spending this much money on it, they want it to appeal to the broadest possible audience. So when they're picking titles, they want to pick something that immediately tells a non-comic book reader, just your average person on the street, what the movie's about, and it sounds exciting enough for them to want to go see, like, oh my god, this sounds crazy, I have to go see it, even if they've never heard of any of the comic book characters. So given what we know about Infinity War, about how the Avengers are going to get their asses handed to them, Thanos is going to form the gauntlet, Avengers 4 will be the story of them fixing the universe, getting the gauntlet off of his hand, the Avengers sound like they're going to be relatively disassembled heading into that. So it sounds plausible, just add it near to the top of the list. But there are things like New Avengers, anything with Avengers in the title that sounds really big, splashy, and kind of hopeful. But because they're burning the title Infinity War, I don't think they want to be super redundant. So I wouldn't be surprised if for Avengers 4 they dropped the Infinity moniker and it just became Avengers something or Avengers something something. That's also why after that Zoe Saldana clip where she's like, we're going back for Gauntlet, implying that at least internally they were referring to Avengers 4 as Avengers the Infinity Gauntlet because Thanos had assembled it. James Gunn came out because this was all back during Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 stuff, and he was like, you know what, I'm gonna have a talking to with her because that's not actually what it's called, and he is like executive producer on the these next two Avengers films. So if anybody knows what the title is, it's him. And him saying that Gauntlet is nowhere in the title just lends more credence to the idea that they're picking something that's a little more WTF and completely unexpected. Just remember when you're theory crafting, shorter titles generally tend to be better. If it can accomplish all of its goals, getting people really excited to go see the movie in a shorter amount of characters, then that's usually what they go with. Simpler is always better. But if you did not read that Avengers Disassembled storyline, it's actually from way, way back, more than 10 years ago, almost 15 years ago. It was the very beginning of Bendis' run on the Avengers. And remember, he's the person that's most known for New Avengers. Disassembled was the story he used to cycle the roster. In R.I.P. Hawkeye, he wound up killing Hawkeye during that story. But that's also the story where, like, She-Hulk gets mind-controlled and rips Vision apart. So there are a lot of big WTF moments that people might remember. But it was all Bendis just saying, okay, we're going to destroy the old team, and out of the ashes, the new Avengers will rise. So I am waiting for them to title one of these future Avengers films The New Avengers, because it's a really simple title, and it's literally what it will be. It'll be the new roster after these two big Avengers films. But I don't know that they would burn that this soon. The only thing that I've taken off the table that is like super clickable and really exciting sounding is Avengers Secret Wars. We can revisit that when they have a better chance for integrating Fox characters, which is probably still a couple years off. Because remember, they've delayed Dark Phoenix to next year, meaning that there's probably not going to be any kind of Fox Marvel crossover for at least a couple more years. I'm guessing about 3 years, but anything is possible. Like, you could see the Marvel logo on any of the Fox movies.
Recently, I happened to be sitting next to Hugh Jackman at this.
Wow, all right, here we go.
So,
wow.
I didn't
Got
know
that.
what other awkward thing I could talk about, but to be like, am I gonna see you soon? I don't know. And but he said a couple things to me, and I'll just leave it at that, because I feel like otherwise I'm gonna get into trouble with somebody.
For the most part, it's going to be business as usual with all the Fox stuff for the next couple of years. So that means Dark Phoenix, New Mutants, Deadpool, X-Force, any future Deadpool movies for that matter, as long as it's one of their big franchises. But if you're not a big comic book reader, just a reminder that Avengers Disassembled storyline was not a Thanos Infinity War storyline. It had nothing to do with the Infinity Saga. It was all Doctor Doom trying to dismantle the Avengers. So that would be a big Fox crossover. They can still do that at a future point, but they're kind of being disassembled in Infinity War, so it would feel kind of redundant. So post all your theories in the comments below, and what'll happen is, because it's the National Championships, is that there is new footage. I'll do a video for it tomorrow, no worries. There's a bunch of stuff happening, so just check that top pinned comment for what my next couple of videos are going to be. Congratulations to the giveaway winner from my last big video, Pine. Please private message me so I can get your contact details. Click here for that Team Thor trailer, and click here to learn all about The Flash Season 5. Thank you so much for watching. Everybody stay awesome. I'll see you guys tonight.